these two giants, Boomy Sports.
Okay, BME on defense. We got SPG on attack, and
this could be a preview of our grand finals. Right
yeah,
now.
this is what people are saying. This is like, at least from what I'm hearing, this is most people's top 3 have these two teams.
Consistent with it, Pilsky.
We'll find out. I think we already see an exchange of map control.
Volume you want in-game up a bit. Should be a bit better now. Oh, there we go.
SPG, Boom have taken all of A main and are regressing into B main, where they'll find naught but a cam, but they've firmly got the middle of the map right now.
Yeah, firmly planted down, making use of the rotating doors for a bit of visibility as well. Margaret, though, peeking out, thinking it might be clear.
You're pretty isolated now.
An obstacle in front of him, and both teams sticking to the same agent compositions.
So they tried to do a little bit of fake pressure, but Alarmbot's still up. They give them so much info if they decide to pivot back.
For the past 6 times that they played it.
These two in full sense, yeah, that's basically what I'm hearing.
Finished as well. Beating a lot of teams in Korean challenges. Nongshim Red Force were definitely a strong team. I had my
This is pretty nice. Over towards A, they tried to fake it with I, and they just had an Omen flash back, and it meant that the 2 people on C can stay here, but that is...
Great trades from Margaret and SPG now getting that.
Dude, this guy's gaming name is Margaret. That's sick.
Just the ledge around the site of C is still kind of paper thin, and you might be able to shoot through. Little wink. But
why is the audio weird? Yeah, it is a little bit weird.
Down to the Boom players for the retake. They don't have a lot of space. They're pushing out of Waterfall. It's a little bit clear for SPG what they need to mark right now. Ivy even waiting for a potential hawk being sent out. Clears it. The sheriff shots firing through, but unfortunately whiffs all around. It's gonna be Persia.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, honestly, the double entry from the Cypher here is just huge.
Pistol win SPG picks up.
Margaret has some amazing lurk timings. Okay, love that.
From both teams, kind of trading map control back and forth. You can see SPG even right till the last couple of seconds of that round, still feeling out the map control. Boom, holding on to that C site with the utility mostly and shoving through the middle of the map. But
subtitles, yeah. So someone asked for them, and you can turn them on and off. So we just added them, but I think it's only for Twitch at the moment. Maybe YouTube gets it at one point.
As well as in challenges, Korea already won almost half of the clutches he's attempted in this tournament. He's attempted some of the most.
Oh, and we get an eco farmer gun as well on the Cypher.
And we're just waiting to see what more they can do. I mean, they got the guns. They don't want to lose them, so being very cautious as to how they are creating presence around the map. Prowler not getting
more info on Margaret. He played 647 consecutive rounds on Cypher. Damn, it's actually the Cypher main. He had his appearance on Killjoy 2 days ago. Love that. Dude, guy was perma-locking in the Cypher and then the buff randomly came for him. That's so nice. Oh. There is a lot of low HPs. This guy could do so much damage. Probably just going to send the Omen to hunt him down, yeah. Hey, they handled this nice in the end. It's a little bit unlucky from Boom. They could have got more from this.
Successfully survived this round with minimal losses.
Yeah, different trajectories from both of these teams that we've seen in this tournament so far. Boom absolutely rolled over, and Naosu did not show up to the day. Let's be honest about it. Whereas SPG, they are not used to front running very much. They've had to be resilient, had to come back a couple of times. Yes, they've had some very strong dominant starts in maps.
There was an overtime.
Do we insta-get the Odin out?
The overtime comeback against
But it's an Odin on B.
I really enjoyed that game.
So Simprisa are really able to show their resilience, and now picking one of
It is a really weird bite to do an Odin and start B on this one. You're playing rotate?
It's only been a day since Boom played this map against Naus, and it's just such a quick turnaround. They have, So Sung-min and another coach coaching for them. It just makes you think about how much work they've poured into this.
Yeah, SPG have had the same coach for going on 18 months now, as well as the core of the team together. And then Sung-min coming across from one of the other strong teams in the Korean Challengers scene. Definitely.
Oh, we saw him early. Yeah, he really wanted to take that jaw. Honestly, against a Viper, I think that's fine.
Towards A main, Francis applying utility pressure towards C and bringing the spike back to A. See if they can get any value out of this bonus.
I think Apex and 2 game can put up good performances against tier 1 teams. Yeah, I think so. 2G actually have a pretty good map pool now by the looks of it. I think Apex will have an easier time just because EMEA is overall a little bit weaker.
Quick contact. Ivy shot through the poison plant, catches onto Famous. That is the sight for SPG.
And 2G lose 2G lose silence, right? At least until mid-year. That's a big hit.
Boomer kind of left reeling as well, trying to rotate into position. See if they can find the right angle of approach to attempt this retake late through A link here and coming in with the fake.
Oh, there's audio.
Out Persia at least crack.
Is it spying?
Paranoia, though,
oh, okay. I mean, that's still a big hit. Like, either one of them is a big hit.
And you gotta love what SPG are doing. Look at how they're holding this spike plant all the way from tree. You've got a couple more players from the other side of the door as well if they need to support Persia's position. So that's a great way to hold off Link. And then, of course, you got players up around stairs already on site. They're sticking it down. NC Slash with the ult and doing so much work.
This was such an... For your first buy round, they played this so weird. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if they... I don't know if SPG had, like, constantly on their third round hit over towards B. That's what it felt like. They started so heavy over towards B. And then we rotate with an Odin. And I just feel like it's so hard to get anything done. It took a while? Yeah, they did take a while.
That is not what Boom wanted out of that 5-on-4, that's for sure.
No, not
it felt like it was an anti that heavily, unless they literally always start double B.
So quickly with 2 kills, and then the post plant making use of that door for cover. It's amazing stuff. With that now, boom. I mean, huge loss in momentum. They don't have the economy.
They got the outlaw as well. Damn, this team's out here making sure they're not getting eco-ed. Buying the Marshal in the second round, we're buying the outlaw for these. This is something that we were talking about with M80 yesterday. Would help them out a big amount.
Persia's already punished NC Slasher early on in this round. Berserks with the hero rifle. Majority of the players stacked up on C, but SPG. I mean, they're using the Neon well, to be fair, but the movements from the rest of the team is very clean as well. The way that they're moving around the map, taking that C bound control, and then quickly, as we mentioned...
The random crackling audio is...
able to turn around that...
Do you want me to turn it off or something? I don't know what to do, that's horrible.
Boom needs to stay on top of these movements. This is a 3-lane map, and you need to gather info.
I completely agree. I mean, the positioning is immaculate from SPG right now.
It's only for like...
might be the scout, but the rest of
only for a little bit and then it goes away.
And
oh no, it's still back.
Have to commit to Mound. After that kill on towards NC Slash.
What an absolute shot, man.
It's good. They got the spike down, but good damage from Zespew right now. Holds his position. Paranoia, if he sends it out, will be huge. Team rotating just on time. They're thinking about the push down from heaven, seeing if they can have any angles. Zespew, unfortunately, Paranoia not released, will be shot down by Ivy. Danby now swings out along
this team look really good. But again, I love that they're buying the outlaw. It really does help for cleaning up these kind of low buy rounds. Young Yoji, thank you so much for the 9 months, man. Appreciate the prime. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's only on the English broadcast, of course it is.
Even in the post plants, the heads up approach to recognize that Boom's mostly coming in for the retake through heaven there, and the way that both the Neon and
who do I think is going to win Pacific Ascension? I haven't seen enough of any of these teams to know. Like me saying a team would just be a complete guess. Do you think Chamber is now usable in pro play? So what I think is going to happen in Chamber is in October Pearl comes back, and people are going to use it for Pearl because it's good to defend long B, and then people are going to be like, hold up, Chamber's pretty sick, like you can not get traded in certain situations, and then people are going to start using Chamber a bit more on other maps. I'm not saying a lot, I reckon it'll be like 5%, like there'll be like a couple of teams that use Chamber on other maps, but it'll primarily be used on Pearl, in my opinion.
Giving them a lot to think about, because SPG, like you mentioned, it's that cohesion, the structure. Because Margaret was positioned up around stairs, he knew that there wasn't anyone approaching from the spot. Everyone just
this SPG team hasn't lost a game since January.
And Boom needs to find different openings. They need to find a gap in between.
They haven't lost a game since Jan.
Yeah, they need to recognize the patterns that Simprice is presenting to them. You know, it's been C mount control quite heavily. The Cypher lurking in towards B main. And the Viper outside of A, there's patterns to recognize for Boom. They're a good enough team to know how to abuse them. But this is where we wonder whether Simprisa will change things up. That's talking about things on a macro perspective. To go back down onto the one-head micro level, I mean, Famous is 9-2 in opening duels heading into this game.
That's pretty
he was
nuts.
Dominating against Now.
That's a really long time. It's impressive in this game.
There, but he definitely
I mean, so far, everything's been great.
Yes. Very, very key for Boom.
Need to keep his hands hot. They are starting things out with that rebel control, but look at SPG. Not anywhere to be found. When Boom started this off against Nous, they were on the attacking side. On the defense, it's a little bit trickier. Trying to poke
a little push through A, walk push through A. Yeah, this is when you know it starts going like really wrong, where you take A aggro and then you push all the way through. You have to see a retake on this one. They don't have any ults, and the person that is meant to Omen Flash has used Omen Flash. It's a hard retake with a util. Like, this guy has Viper ult, he still has his smoke as well, which he puts down to the back of sight.
Oh,
it's a lot down to these two.
Timing's a little bit of a key factor as well. Danby, instant shot. I mean, look at that crosshair placement, so tight. No chance for Shiro to escape back there.
Can you watch the Revenant Rapid VOD? It was a fun game. Was it not an absolute stomp?
Has it covered. Good little split play from Boom, though. They split up around both sides of the mound, left and right. Takes down Margaret, still working up against time. Danby with the laser beam fires it off.
Whoa, what a shot.
Good little double, takes down Danby, but running out of time. The spike, unfortunately, it seems, will go off. Persia and Ivy, they've secured the side.
For Rev fans, yeah. Fun for Rev fans. Rev fans spotted. That's true.
And
yeah, I mean, this was a good round from them. It was a nice reaction, and they just had the good all once they went over towards site.
SPG doing the exact same thing. Seeing mount control into an afterplant on C, changing up very little, maybe working the map a little bit less, but going for the same general approach. And Boom, time after time, round after round, are coming way too late.
Okay, they got Omen ult, and they're finally up against some ults now. Fatal one away from Killjoy ult. It looks like they want to split over towards B, and this is the first time that Boom actually haven't started with the double over towards B.
Taking a look at this, yes, the toxic screen is up.
Oh, I think he 40 shot the boom bot there. Sorry, the alarm bot.
The stack was over onto A, but now SPG has spread things.
These guys can just insta leave B after this. You had some running away, and you have your alarm bot here, and they shot like the floor and it was blocked. They think they broke the alarm bot. They're definitely just gonna leave B. I like this though. We just won the round over towards C, so now we're trying to prod C and then take A.
From the Prowler trying to break utility. Margaret trying to take a 1v1 duel versus
what just happened over towards A was great. This guy prowled from here. It went all the way around and locked onto someone. That is okay. As much as the Prowler was great, that is an awful fatal. He gets info, but at 50 seconds when you can pivot everywhere else, I don't think that's great.
Robbing the sound away as well, so they might be able to throw rotations over, but look at SPG, not really caring about any of this whatsoever. Danby
the ult, it didn't make much sense because he
going in for the other one.
Oh, okay. That should not be possible. We got it. I hope so much that the Riot devs are watching Ascension. Because if they're not watching Ascension, they're going to have no idea how good people are on Neon, and the fact that it needs to be changed, because what is that? He pretty much gets 2 in the slide.
Into the A site, just trying to sell the fake. That's all it was the whole time for SPG. The late round players, Persia and Margaret, were just walking up C into a free C site, and SPG had that round won a million different ways.
That was nuts, man. Dude, imagine that's how you lose your, what is this, 5 buy round?
We have to see that replay again, and if possible in slow mo.
They sent him out on his own.
I can't believe what Danby just did.
I tell you what though, again, if we actually talk about like really good positives, this was a great call. I think 3 of them got hit by the fade ult, and then they just opened the door, sent 1 out, and then everyone else was going over towards C. Like, that's really nice. They just got info that loads it towards A, and like it's an instant shot call. That's mental. That is absolutely mental. That's a
not even
phantom.
anymore about the macro perspective.
Yes.
We talk not even anymore about reading the rotations. I legit think at this point, Boom needs to just go kill him. They just need to go and get that space. They need to go and take the duels. Stop trying to make the right reads because SPG is running them around the map and making them look a little bit silly.
How do you read that? I mean, with so much pressure, like you're talking about those layers, B, and then a lot of
You heavily disagree that a character needs to get enough because people are too good at it, bro.
You're
You would be living in a Valorant where Jed and Chamber is still a thing.
This is the big fact that we're talking about, but look at the SPG players. So many of them providing fire support for their fallen
If people are
teammates.
too good on
It's
it because there's a skill age in
exchange
it,
that
like you have to
favors
look at the
SPG.
top of it to
Now
get it
with this
sorted.
possible spike plant onto A site and Margaret on the lurk.
They've been spreading the map so much. This time they just fight, man.
Because
They
it's
all
a
come
harder
into the
thing
same
to
side.
use.
Boom, now trying to clear through Link.
It doesn't matter.
Downstairs. Lockdown goes down.
Just because it's a
Trying to
harder
flush
thing to
the
use
rest of
doesn't mean it's not
SPG out of the
broken.
site.
Oh, but I'm not too worried.
You have to judge it by the best.
Night and day. First one goes down. And we've seen how SPG plays around the spike, around the doors as well. Persia, clutch player, just doing normal
These
stuff.
guys are
It's
beasts,
another
man. These
daily
guys are
office for the
actually
man.
unreal
SPG
right now.
to
Chat, who's the
7
caller in
rounds.
this team? The caller is doing so good.
So well, there's no panic. Like, keep in mind, Quack, most of these SPG players, they didn't even qualify
Francis?
for Split 1 in Challengers KR.
Dude,
These guys,
the shot
they
calls
came
right
in
now have been awesome.
qualifying, I think winning Premier into Split 2.
Wait,
and then
Francis and
winning the
Persia,
whole
how come we
thing
got a half
over
and half?
some
What's going on?
well-established teams, you know, D
Yes.
Plus here, Non-Stream Red Force. These are some great Tier 2 Korean teams. Those guys, that's ice cold to leave Persia.
More of you said Francis, so I'm
controlling
gonna go
the
with
rotation
Francis.
Over on main side, while 2 of them get detained because they just know
It is Francis
there's no
again.
way they clear out tree and heaven. Like, I can just get detained here. That is so much experience for such a young roster being showcased.
A lot of work was done throughout the year, I can tell you that much. But look at this as well, Pilski. I mean, boom. They're stacking.
Francis is
things
the
up.
ideal,
They're
but Persia
playing
is the
in
older
some
guy in the
deep,
team.
different
He has more
positions
leader
now.
vibes.
Ones that
Okay,
SPG
and
might not expect. Gabby lets it go
oh
off.
boy, they're
Persia
nervous
is
as
able to
well,
take down
man.
at least
Oh,
one.
this is gonna be a
Persia in
stomp.
For the trade. And also that, he's going from the shadows play as well.
Oh man.
Okay.
This is just a mess. This is just a mess.
But it's
Like,
still
Shiro, he
like
had the
this guy
figures
just gets
and
one. It's fine.
Played his hand a little bit. I think it was a bit of a whiffage on the sheriff. Please don't replay that. Don't do my man dirty.
Yeah,
On
the
NC slasher going into this
the,
match was the top rated
Viper
player of the
really
tournament
messed up,
after
man.
Destroying now.
Devastating.
And Francis has just made him look second rate. That was so
They got
fast.
Razor. You gotta use Razor to
On
retake this.
paper, Pilski, I mean, by all means, Boom are the
So they have
more
no idea what the
experienced
second person
team.
is,
These
so
guys
they
have been
might
around
be
the block
tempted to
for
pop the
the
Razor
longest
early
time.
and just
Jeff,
jump every corner.
famous.
That's the
A lot
issue.
of them since the
Kind of hoping
inception
you can
of
get to like
Valorant.
here before using it,
The
really.
core, been on the team for quite a while too, but
Okay, once he
this
gets here,
is
he
a
can use
different
that.
opponent now, a different beast that they're facing.
Oh,
off
now he
against.
can't.
They need to figure this out quick. Famous, the last one alive. He can make it happen with a showstopper now into play. Looking, hunting for Persia. Stays hidden. Evades the explosion and sends out the paranoia, robbing his sight. It's not quite connecting. Bursts through now. Trying to
It's
attack.
devastating.
Famous needs to stick it, needs to get it at least halfway, get the kill. But Persia too slick for it, keeping SPG up on top. They are building bricks on top.
Yeah, he had his chance when they had the battle back his sight.
There's a reason why they've got stairs in their logo, Quack. They just keep climbing these guys all the way through Tier 2 Korea, first split qualifying for this core this year. And they just keep climbing over bigger and bigger obstacles, and they're making this climb over Boom look easy. Persia winning another clutch. Dude winning a quarter of his clutches in Challenger KR from like over 100 clutches. That's crazy. And now in this tournament, again, he's over like a 40%, 50%.
The neon
clutch
skill
rate
ceiling,
from,
yeah,
like,
I agree.
40%
It is
already.
very, very
That's only been
high.
a couple of games.
Just increase it.
Rivaling Jet, you could probably say it's a higher skill cap than Jet.
Boom, buying back up again, trying to change things up. Dabby, what is this? A jump? He gets burned up by the snake biter.
This guy has so much money, and we're fast rushing B, so he buys a judge. They still get a plant, and they're prioritizing the good positions. Where did they actually plant though? Is it this plant? Why is it not on the map? Okay, but they're in the right poses. This is a doable 2v4.
A good smoke.
Kind of like Omen needs to smoke himself off with the spike.
Margaret. He's trying to spray desperately into the spike, into the unknown, but not quite spotting anything.
Did they saw that no one's on it yet?
Prowler able to spot a little bit of something, but
Okay, they kind of messed up just because there was one on both sides, but oh, that was close. That was really close. Yeah, they shuffled it over, and my goodness, they shuffled it over, and it was this timing. What the hell? Imagine they lose that way. That would have been insane.
Can't be doing us like that when you're down 0-8. This is just insanity. Oh, finally, boom though. They clear out these lurks. You know, they go looking for Persia and Ivy. That's what you have to do against a lurk-heavy team when people are running you around the map sometimes, and they haven't quite got the timing right a few times. But
okay, honestly though, you won the round. You can probably laugh that off a little bit. That might help with the nerves. But they are nervous. You can tell.
Over on the A side of the map, has been thrown open.
Okay, the fast B is the round they lose, pretty much because of the duel on Heaven. This time we actually get an Odin starting in the right position.
But SPG going back to this 5-man approach up 8.
Gotta love it. Well done by Boom. They're not letting up to this pressure created by Simprisa Gaming. NC Slasher back on the Odin as well.
Wow, nice Omen flash.
Oh gosh,
wow, look how brutal that is. They're I mean, they just spammed double prowlers, but they made so much space off of it. They are lunatics. Look at them go. It's like a cool mix of like they have a lot of Paper X rounds where they just absolutely send it. But they also have like really good mid rounding and they've been cancelling and they can definitely slow default. They got everything at the moment.
Persia's thought to himself, why would I even play a post player? I'm just running into your spawn to take fights with your operator player. Damby's just running into the side.
It's just the neon, but they, I mean, I agree with it was the neon sending it, but you got to think of just how nice this was. Prowler close into this guy into Omen flash. He's got this kill. Another prowler for him to turn, and I think it was the Cypher that was pretty close behind. Like this was it's good, man. Like the spacing and everything's really nice. That's hard to do on neon, and there's always util for him. And they are just smacking them. Oh. I can see why these are the favorites, man. Look at them go.
Everyone from Boom's on A, and that's round 11. It was over in 3 seconds, Quack.
They're gonna have to save now.
But from what I'm seeing, and it's been hard because I don't know how good Boom actually are in like the scale of things, just because it's been really one-sided. But this team could do really good in Pacific from what I'm watching. Like, I know we're only like 10 rounds in, but this has been a really impressive attack half.
And they are making such a big statement. The winner of this series proceeds to playoffs. That's how big this deal is. I mean, they get to go and play in the Pertama Arena in Indonesia, Jakarta. If Simprisa makes this happen, boom, they could have been the first team, but looking at this now, unless it's a 3-mapper,
minus B Boom's map, yeah, it's definitely too early to tell, but it's a really good first eye test, man.
Like, I actually cannot remember a more dominant game than this right now. This is like, and considering this is the matchup, I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, considering. Wait, did this guy just watch the Revenant game as well, and he sent that straight after?
I don't know what to say. Look, it's one step at a time for Boom. 2 ults to play with in this round. Crossing my fingers.
King Joshy, thank you for sending that as well, bro, Tim.
Moving like that, and I'm getting nervous.
At this level of competition, I hear what you're saying, but you gotta believe in some of the Boom players.
They got good pathing on this though. I will say it's like it's a little bit of a diff at the moment. I criticized M80 about this the other day, so I'll do it to Boom as well. When you are playing against a neon, like. Imagine going against this team and knowing, and I'm not saying they were 100% sure this was going to be the map pick, because Jesus, this guy is insane on neon. He really is. He's great on him. So I was going to say is that when you play against these neons, like you gotta use a Cypher. But I'm not entirely sure they knew this map was going to get picked, but I think you at least have to have it in the back pocket and be like, they use a neon. Like, look at their comp. Like, can they actually break util? Not really. We got to use a
anything like this SPG
Cypher.
This is insanity.
And it's such an easy change up, right? A Cypher and a Killjoy, they're so close to each other that it's fine. You should as a team be able to just switch between these freely. And literally, like, it is a bit of an error for sure, because you got to look at this comp, and I don't think this comp has anything to actually break the trips, right? So they got they would have to Prowler to find them and shoot them. That's it. Unless I missed something. Prowler only? Yeah. So they definitely messed up. But I don't want to take anything away from SPG. But teams do that a lot today. And teams are kind of... you'll see, teams are always slow to adapt to metas. But like as soon as that becomes like more commonly known, and people think about it more, and people are like aware that a neon is just wrecking people, then they'll start using like more Cypher.
You really have to wonder about it, and I really wonder what the coach's impact on the team as well is, because Sungmin was picked up for split 2 or something like that, and there's just so much impact felt. I mean, just to put things into perspective right now, right? If
QT said they scrim them, they're farming. Oh, really?
That's basically the game.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think they picked up.
This team. I want to wait for this map,
for the Ascension run. As far as I looked, as long
I
as
get why they're people's favorites.
Reliable, which like, sometimes they're not. So I'm not gonna.
Neil also said that they did the same in scrims. Oh, really?
But you know what? Coaching that, Boom has got to win every round from here to win in regulation, and that's just a fact.
For this map, at the very least, we still have Icebox as well as Ascent to go on to. Not Ascent, excuse me. But,
yeah, and Icebox, I mean, that's an interesting one because SPG used to ban it in their region, and now they're flipping it.
That's
and
right.
They've already beat Revenant on it, but let's hope for the best for Boom.
That's the question.
Either way, starting off with a pistol, huh?
How much prep do you have done in one day?
Come on, wait for your team.
Shows that they have quite a bit. At least over the past month.
Dude, I say wait for your team. I look at the minimap. There's 4 of them here. The Cypher's absolutely centered over as well.
That should be enough. That should be enough.
Okay, and because they realize there's so many here, so they insta-react by pushing through. Their shot caller is really good.
In on Shiro, trying to lurk in the middle of the map. He's being cleared out already by SPG before Boom can even get comfortable on the site. Planting for spawn side. They've got to find some space in spawn or waterfall, but
you necessarily don't know if it's the IGL. It can be anyone in the team, but whoever he is, he's a beast.
To kind of lurk off, but completely read by Simbrisa Gaming, and now Margaret's position. He's just waiting for his team to make a little bit more presence known before he sneaks up front. NC Slasher though holds the ground, not too bad.
Big Joel on heaven while the Cypher wins it.
Margaret from behind.
Hey, here's the reloads. Wait for his team. Wow, he wait for his team as well.
Comes in at the right time. No chance, no hope.
They're really good, man.
Make no mistake, reaches match point.
That's why Margaret and Persia are left in those late round scenarios time and time again. Playing that XVX so well, Margaret, knowing that he has to stay alive, he has to hold on to spawn control while the rest of SPG flank in through C mount and able to find the pick at the right time.
These are pro scores. It can be basic pro scores, but someone still has to make the call, right? Like, some of these situations are so, like, they need, not everyone's going to insta-react.
That's what this round comes down to. They've got to force Stinger's armor.
Oh, they have to force.
At least it's not a 13-0. Yeah, I agree. At least they got one. I will say that at least the veto looked a little bit weird, so I think they got caught off.
They're going into a judge quack.
If you got the right line of sight with an
outlaw, I think they definitely got caught a little bit off. Because they banned it. Tell you what is also good, they banned a map that they played the other day, and I don't know if they won. Everyone's talking about the comp, I don't actually know if they won.
Yeah,
But
they've got the
oh, they
jump
must
spot,
have, because there's
and
always been
play
2-0, right?
Boom's aware
But
of
they
it,
then
though. They're
banned
gonna
the
go
map
for
that they
it. They
won,
wanna
which
let
means
this
they play all
uncanny
7
Eco come
maps.
on through.
Hey, Francis.
Orb and the
We
wall
got a
comes up.
team
You see
that
the
plays all
exchange of
7
umbrella and a
maps, which is
follow-up
very
runway
scary,
here as
and they
well
look
as
this
for
good on
C's. Even though
Lotus.
there's one player here, it feels like more for Boom, but they're not convinced. They feel like this is fake pressure. They're reading this one well.
Yeah, staying tucked away. Dismissing the haunt so quickly. Beautiful.
That was nice at the end of this one.
Great start. Now they've got to move in the site just as quick, but they're obviously being cautious.
And honestly, the outlook and one tap 2 people. Probably why the Neon doesn't want to do anything, yeah. Oh, he's going to get 1 tap, right? Oh.
They might be able to tell that he's the only one here so far, so still being cautious as to where the rest of the team might be. Berserk's on the lurk. Stays tucked away.
Yeah, I think outside of Danby with the relay bolt sliding in and the paranoia, without the fade, it's actually very difficult to attempt to retake with this comp that SPG has.
Still though, they do have the guns. Heavy pickups from Boom. They've managed to shred down the initial onslaught.
Nah. 5 HP. Dude, it could have been really close, by the way, if that kill went down.
He's made it happen before, but he's running out of time. Shiro will be
Okay,
able to
they double him up.
down from behind,
We'll see.
extending Boom's life by a round.
Good stuff. So doubling up their rounds here.
But also said that SPG's coach loves to study maps to look at how an off-meta comp might play out. Yeah, which means if they get into tier 1, they're going to be really fun to watch.
Pressure from a fade outside of A with a one-way and some supportive utility front B. There was multiple traps Boom could have fallen into there at front B, as well as trying to go into the judges.
Okay, and chances. And chances, they buy a Bucky and armor.
But you know, I think it's really just a question of trying to claw back some momentum in this series and
I updated with Roster Mania. There's a lot going on. There's some stuff I know about. There's loads of stuff that randomly happens that I don't know about. Like the Sadak one's been the biggest surprise. I had nothing about that. I had nothing about that until that rumor. But most of the other stuff I think I know about.
Yeah, I think
Some of the America stuff I'm not that clued up with.
I might just buy like a case of sambal when I go to Jakarta, because there's got to be something magic about that.
Yes. There definitely is.
Okay.
That's Guardian.
That's a gun to pick up.
Actually a Cypher ult. Are they gonna rip it? Yeah, he's ripped the Cypher ult.
Rip the Cypher ult, and this guy can just go all the way out because they didn't open the door again as soon as the Cypher ult went on. So they kind of messed up a little bit here in reaction also. Look how much space he instantly took because they didn't open the door.
Up by heaven, up by stairs. Got a little bit of pressure coming up from the door side. And then it comes Zestview, just able to fire on through, marking his targets. Now, marking the back line as well. He heard the door.
Hold on, better gun. Gun diff.
But unfortunately falling to the superior weaponry from Boom.
I think all the MAT will get offers. I think they'll get trials.
Isolating the lurk,
but I don't think all of them will get
offers.
offers.
On the retake, all of these rounds forces more energy out of Boom, makes them work for even a basic kind of anti-eco. Gets a little bit sketchy. Doesn't feel like there's any easy rounds for Boom, but that will definitely be one of the easier ones as they head into the first gun round here for SPG. Big emphasis
Xander? Oh yeah, Xander's fine.
Looking like a C trap for SPG with just the solo fade at 8.
Xander's played too good.
Yeah, it has been this way for the past round or so now.
Dude,
wait, no armor.
Can I just point out, did SPG dark cover on the roof to counter the haunt?
Yeah, if I'm EMEA, I'm probably looking at some of them as well. I'm not gonna lie.
And I respect it. I respect it highly.
Like if I'm EMEA and I don't have a coach, I'm 100% looking at Happy. And then I'm probably being like, Happy, can you bring one of those with you? And then see who he thinks would be best to bring with.
Is it enough to break this crossfire though? That's the thing. Paranoia sent out.
Whoa, that is a lovely play, man. Though, dude, just some of the util, and this is why Omen will probably stay pretty heavy, even though Astra's like really good, because the Omen flash with Neon is great as well.
Instant paranoia and relay bolt, and everyone's dead.
Oh, this could be the round.
Oh,
This could be
it's
it for Boom.
it's not good be it. It's 100% the round. They literally can't win. 20 seconds ago to go for a smoke, 4 pass and crossfire.
In their home ground, on their home turf, looking to end it all in these final.
Happy has been linked to Na'Vi.
They're holding the positions. Shiro not letting it
That's a good
so
pickup for
easily,
them.
but Ivy and Margaret
Get
will
Angel
shut
and
it
Happy.
down. Sinprisa closes out Lotus 13-3.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm very impressed so far from that. That was awesome.
That's the value of playing a Cypher instead of a KJ on this map. You usually see